Hello and welcome to the Last Picture House quiz. My name is Marcus Lovett and joining me are fellow travelers Ian Norton, Maria Suzuki, Paul Dowling, Ingrid Lindström, Andrew Morris, Ivan Koyazo, and Trygva Bjelvåg. Hi everyone, how you doing?
Hey Marcus.
Great,
Okay, so coming to you live from the Doppler's bunker, this is the show that tests our panelists' knowledge of cinema. Once again, I'm joined by Ian Norton, who will be assisting me in the role of scorekeeper, booth announcer, and comic foil.
No pressure at all there.
In the blue corner, there's Andrew, Paul, and Ivan. You have a team name. What's the team name this evening?
Our team name is Acid Reflux Capacitor.
So sorry.
Totally disturbing.
So sorry.
I
Actually, on my screen, I can't see Mars's face, which is probably for the best on this one.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this poster at the station.
It's already viral.
It's a menace poster.
Oh, I've just moved it so I can see Mars's face. That is awful.
Oh no. This is terrible.
Trig,
Paid for the images.
Okay, and in the red corner, we have Maria, Ingrid, and Trygva. What team did you folks come up with this evening?
We are Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh dear God.
It's nice.
Nothing personal.
It's nothing personal.
I need that frame. That is a work of beauty.
I will send it to you later, Trig. I love your Facebook. There's so many pictures of you I can use.
Oh yeah, I'm very
photogenic.
No, I think it's the same one in Hollywood.
Yeah, the same.
Okay, so as always, the quiz consists of 3 rounds of questions. The first is a general film knowledge round. The second is our theme round, this week, time travel. While the third and final round makes use of visual aid. So that's 23 questions in total. Naturally, we encourage you to play along at home. So if you think you know the answer, don't be shy. Let us know in the chat. At the end of the quiz, Ian will tally up the number of correct answers. And one of the 2 teams will be named the winner. All right, let's get started.
That's if I managed to add things up correctly, which I'm assured I did not last week. So
interesting. Okay.
This is when we have to fill time because the PowerPoint's gone a bit weird.
As usual, the PowerPoint's giving me things I wasn't expecting.
But we did correct the spelling mistake, so
we did.
Spotted.
Okay, round 1. Let's get to it. Question 1. Which Avenger appeared in Danny Boyle's 2007 sci-fi film, Sunshine?
Actor or Avenger?
Yeah, the Hulk.
Acting Avenger?
Over to you guys.
Darling, you mean this isn't your specialty? Yeah, the name of the actor, please.
Okay.
Thanks for clarifying.
I think that's it. I can't remember his name, but
that's exactly what the question is, Trig.
Which Avenger appeared in Danny Boyle's 2007 sci-fi film, Sunshine?
Underrated film. Did you hear it? It charted badly because it was the sunniest summer in Britain and no one went to the cinema because it was too nice to go outside.
Oh, they are indeed.
What sweet memories.
Okay, shall we move on?
Are we good?
Question 2. Complete the title of this 2007 Tim Burton movie. Sweeney Todd, something.
This is much more in Dowling's knowledge sphere.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
No.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Well, a film that ruined meat pie forever for me.
It's going to take a lot more to
begin. So.
I'll tell you.
But I eat them anyway.
Yeah, there was nothing to ruin, really.
Okay, so that question again. Complete the title of this 2007 Tim Burton film, Sweeney Todd. Something.
That's not a
Or-
clue either.
Oh, as we love it, nantuka, nantuka, nantuka.
Exactly.
なんとかなんとかなんとか。
Was that you, Trick?
Yeah.
How do
I'm
you say
fluent in
Nantuka?
bullshit languages.
How would you say Nantuka?
Yeah, master of languages.
なんとか。なんとかなんとか。
I meant in
Okay.
Norwegian, but never mind.
Let's stop it.
なんとか。
Question 3. Who played Moses in the Ten Commandments from 1956? So the 1956 version of the Ten Commandments.
I think we now know what the name of Trigg's difficult second album is. Nantuka Nantuka.
Nantuka, nantuka.
Yes.
You know what?
なんとか blues.
You watched Only Fools and Horses.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. We named him Charlton.
No, this is
Douglas,
solid.
Thinking so.
All right.
Are you really going with Only Fools and Horses? So you've put
Yeah.
Dave.
Effectively.
Yeah, Dave. Well, Trigger.
True story.
I think that's a very specific reference that nobody else is getting.
Okay, so that question again. Who played Moses in the Ten Commandments from 1956?
Thanks for that, Moss.
I just wanted to make sure for our American colleague that you'd got that reference.
Did you send him a link to the YouTube Only Fools and Horses?
As long as to explain it nice and cool.
I won't.
Okay, ready to move on?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Question
could,
4.
do Only Fools and Horses bits all night, but no, sorry, Mark. Carry on.
Who was
Yeah,
the
this
first
is what-
actor? Who was the first actor to win the Best Actor Oscar for portraying a comic book character?
Another one for Dowling here.
I'm gonna wait and see what you put down. Paul.
Yeah.
It's best not
I
to
have a
wait.
strong feeling
Ivan.
about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Was Adam?
I didn't know it was a comic book character.
It's loosely based
Right.
on.
It's yeah. If you interpret it, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like in the backstory, there is something
Yeah.
that actually ties the character together. But
I think they might have
That's
found a
very-
loophole, Marcus.
That's
Your question, Ian.
Yeah.
Nantuka.
Nantuka.
Yeah, that famous anime.
It's a very
All right,
nantuka
Everybody
moment.
knows it. Come on.
So that question again. Who was the first actor to win the Best Actor Oscar for portraying a comic book character? Okay. Sounds like
that's-
everyone
that
is ready
silence.
to move.
Controversial.
Indicates it's time to go to question number 5. This is very long. Who am I? They're
Sorry.
always long. This one's really long. Here we go.
You, Marcus?
I was. My name is Michael. I was born in Orlando, Florida on July 31st, 1962. My parents were a teacher's assistant and an aircraft engineer. I made my film. You really did this on
I
purpose.
did do it on purpose, yes.
Debut
Yes.
in the 1986 Goldie Hawn vehicle Wildcats from 1980. Well, hang on, you wrote that twice. In 1987, I appeared as Michael Jackson's nemesis in the Martin Scorsese directed music video Bad. This caught the attention of Spike Lee, who cast me in both Mo Better Blues and Jungle Fever. Great film. I had to turn down the part of Hail Caesar in The Expendables in 2010 because I was not allowed to leave the United States without the court's approval due to tax evasion. I then
no.
went on to appear in Expendables 3.
I feel solid about this one. What do you think, Leah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you told me to put all the dates in brackets, Marcus, so I put it in the dates in brackets, as I was told on the style guide.
It's good. It's good to know that you follow instructions to the letter.
Yeah, it's not your fault, Ian.
Thank you, Trig. See, ginger solidarity.
Didn't spot the hail spelling mistake though.
Yeah, well, I may have copied that from Wikipedia. I think it is spelled that way. I think you're thinking of the movie Hail Caesar.
Oh, maybe. Now I'm sounding stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that too, Ingrid. Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely, yes.
please don't make me read that again.
You're the MC.
Yeah, but
It's your work.
You really want me to read it again?
No, no, I don't.
No, we don't.
No,
Nobody
I
wants that.
don't.
Good. All right, moving on to question 6. Which of his movies did Christopher Plummer describe as so awful and sentimental and gooey?
Oh,
The famous one.
The famous one. Good, yeah.
Not the not famous.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very good. Ingrid, thanks.
Yes. Yes. I was thinking the Italian title. Sorry, I was in a.
Sure.
I was just getting to it.
Mars has gone very quiet.
Are you still there?
you doing all the writing, that's why.
Yes, I'm here. There's a lot of sirens outside. I think Hokkaido might be on to me.
Yeah, Mars, where exactly are you this evening?
I'm in Sapporo.
We're in Sapporo.
On purpose or by accident?
Yeah, I think it's still covered with
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
it's like a bit of a Murakami feel to it. No, I am here on purpose. I'm not on a wild sheep chase.
Oh, nice reference.
Very, very well done.
I have read 2 books.
I read them in the wrong order. I forgot. Is it Dance, Dance, Dance is the other one. I think I read it the wrong way around and was even more confused than when you normally read a Murakami book.
Okay, that question again. Which of his movies did Christopher Plummer describe as so awful and sentimental and gooey? Shall we move on to question 7?
Yeah, because I don't want to hear you say the word gooey again.
No, I don't want to say it again. Question 7.
GOOEY debut.
Oh, that's a different type of film.
How many Paul Thomas Anderson films did Philip Seymour Hoffman appear in?
You like that kind of questions, really. Okay.
Well, I had to take out the original question because we'd already asked it once.
Trigger, you're doing the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just running it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one.
This.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're all thinking.
We're all thinking the same thing.
Everyone is counting.
I can't get my words out.
No, you're right. I got it.
The thinking cap is doing. All right.
What else?
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
Couldn't finish your sentence.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
Right?
of course.
Thank
And
you.
then he died, I think so. Oops.
Ooh, louder.
That was a little bit dark.
But Paul Thomas Anderson said that. One of the quotes after the last movie they worked on together, he's like, I think I just killed the greatest actor of our generation. So he was a bit dark with it too.
Well, you know, after his film, Daniel Day-Lewis decided to retire. I don't know. There might be something there.
Yeah, but Daniel Day-Lewis
Paul
is
Thomas-
retired. He's retired a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, that question one more time. How many Paul Thomas Anderson films did Philip Seymour Hoffman appear in? And we are moving on to question 8. What was the first Western directed by Sam Peckinpah? And this is a multiple choice question.
Oh, thank God.
Have A, The Deadly Companions. B, Ride the High Country. Great title. C, Major Dundee. No relation to the Australian-
Crocodile.
And D, The Wild Bunch.
This is obviously my area, but as usual, I haven't got a clue.
Never stopped you before, Paul. Never let that get in your way.
Paul, tonight you're not with me, so you can do anything you want.
Okay, fair enough. Very confident though, so
I'm hugely confident. I used to play in a Crown Green Bowls team called the Wild Bunch.
Sorry, what? We need to hear more about that.
Maybe another time.
That's the after quiz podcast.
After hours.
That's Moz's other
Post show.
YouTube quiz.
Late quiz.
Post show discussion.
Cram bowling with Moz.
That question again. What was the first Western directed by Sam Peckinpah? A. The Deadly Companions. B. Ride the High Country. C. Major Dundee. Or D. The Wild Bunch. Let's go to question 8. Sorry, question 9 even.
9.
Oh, it's time travel.
What is the top-selling soundtrack of all time?
Yeah.
What is the top-selling soundtrack of all time? Again, multiple choice question.
Oh.
A. The
Oh.
Bodyguard. B. Saturday Night Fever.
Ah, dang it.
C. Dirty Dancing.
Oh, triple.
Or is it D. Titanic?
What do we reckon? Is this going to be a guess?
I can sing songs from all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Does it count? No.
We'll do the quiz.
Can you do the dance from Saturday Night Fever?
I can.
I can.
Please don't.
Please don't. I've been dismissed.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think this is the it's that or
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Oh, I've thought of a great Photoshop for next time. I can do Mars and Dowling in the Dirty Dancing pose.
Maybe
do the
we should do,
Titanic,
should we do musicals or dance movies or something like that next time?
Yeah, we could do.
Okay,
It's
so the options again for what is the best-selling soundtrack of all time: The Bodyguard, Saturday Night Fever, Dirty Dancing, or is it Titanic?
Yeah.
Let's go on to our final question for round 1. What is the name of the little boy who lives in Danny Torrance's mouth? I didn't think I had to put it.
Tooth.
Yeah.
Tooth hurty?
Terrible recall. Terrible for the quiz.
Mars is doing weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's with your weird internet connection. That sounds horrific.
It's a spirit of ramen.
My Danny voice. I'm on holiday with my kids. I feel a lot like Jack Torrance this week. I'm not gonna.
Where are you staying? You staying at like a lodge?
The Overlook.
Are they in the
No.
other room just thinking Daddy's nuts because he's talking to his laptop?
They're just shivering in fear.
They're just on the balcony. You're not even letting them in.
As usual.
To see what he's typing on the answer sheet. All work. Like, oh boy.
Over and over and over. So, question 10 once again. What is the name of the little boy who lives in Danny Torrance's mouth?
And it's not a tooth.
It's a little boy.
The shiny tooth.
Every time you
Shiny
say
tooth.
every time you say Danny Torrance, I keep thinking Danny Trejo, and that's a very different thing.
Very different, son.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So while our contestants take time to think about their answers, here's where we encourage you to subscribe on YouTube. Simply go to the Last Picture House channel and hit the big red button. While you're there, you may want to check out our archive of podcast episodes for a premium listening experience. Subscribe to our audio podcasts on iTunes. Finally, we do social media. We are Last Picture House on Instagram, Last Pic House on Twitter, and Last Picture House on Facebook. All right, time to get to the answers for round 1.
Oh, I got to do some work now, don't I?
Doing question 1. Which Avenger appeared in Danny Boyle's 2007 sci-fi film Sunshine? Let's go first of all to Moz for acid reflux capacitor.
I watched Sunshine with the children recently and then turned it off when I realised it turned into a slasher film in the last act.
It's really not a kid's film.
Yeah, it's
No,
not
it's-
age appropriate.
My 7-year-old's obsessed with like black holes in the sun at the moment, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna love this film." I
Show him
think-
Event Horizon.
I was going to say Event Horizon's the other option.
Horizon, much more kid appropriate.
I'm covering all bases. I'm going to say Captain America, also known as The Big Breakfast's Chris Evans.
Reference.
Great reference.
It's like
Okay.
global audience you're going for, isn't it, Mars?
And global.
Exactly. All of the references are coming from the UK tonight. And Maria. what
Well,
did you
the
guys-
only the only man that could pull off Captain America's costume, Chris Evans.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
I bet you'd like to talk.
Well, they woke me up.
And the answer, of
In the
course,
Avengers.
is Chris Evans. Well
Yeah.
done. So Danny Boyle said that he found working on a sci-fi project so exhausting he vowed never to make another one again. Famous
dick.
last word.
He'll always be Johnny Storm to me.
Yeah. I was going to throw it in for a bonus point.
Question 2. Complete the title of this Nantoka Nantoka 2007 Tim Burton film. Sweeney Todd. Look, we have to go to Trig first of all for this one.
So yeah. All right. So yeah, Nantaga Todd. It's basically the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Okay. And how about Paul for acid reflux capacitor?
Yes, we have the same thing, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
The Demon Barber of Fleet Street is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Well done. 1 point each.
If you can keep this up, doing the scoring's much easier.
For his audition, Sacha Baron Cohen apparently sang the entire score of Fiddler on the Roof for director Tim Burton. I'd like to see that.
He gave them the part to make him stop.
Number 3. Who played Moses in the 10 Commandments? This time, let's go to Ivan first of all.
Charlton Athletic Heston.
Say that one more time. Say the middle word slowly so I can hear it.
What?
A little bit out.
Charlton
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston. Okay. Heston. Okay. And Ingrid, how about for you guys?
We also went with Charlton Heston.
Too easy. Charlton Heston is, of course, the correct answer.
Great hair.
At least 14,000 extras and 15,000 animals were used in this movie. 15,000 animals.
Left out if you know.
The rules weren't quite the same back then either.
And given the time, I bet they were harmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no animatronic dolphins.
All
in
animals
that
were
one, but
harmed in this movie.
Including Charlton Heston.
I think Trig, you've got the same haircut as almost the same haircut.
Oh yeah, I'm working on my Aspen beard.
Then you're going to lead our people to freedom.
Mm. You have
Okay,
no idea.
question 4. Who was the first actor to win the Best Actor Oscar portraying a comic book character? Let's go first of all to Maria's team for this one.
Well, we did a little bit of a workshop, but I think a real superhero winning the Best Actor with Joaquin Phoenix with Joker.
Okay, and how about Moz?
I feel like this is where the perfect records get divided. Same role, different actor, the late Heath Ledger.
You went with Heath Ledger?
We did.
Okay, so the correct answer is Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Heath Ledger won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for The Dark. So
He also won In Memoriam.
category.
He was
Yeah. Yeah, technically, Christian Bale was the lead actor for The Dark Knight. Is it Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, isn't it?
Where is he?
Okay.
Where is he? Repeatedly.
What?
Let's just pretend he said something funny.
The David Lynch thing was last week,
I have
right?
no
Not
idea
this
what you
week.
guys are saying, but as long as you can keep up with what's going on, that's great. You get the answers. Okay, so number 5. Number 5. Who am I? Paul, who am I?
You are Wesley Snipes.
Am I? Am I
Yes.
Paul? Okay. Ingrid, who am I?
You are the one and only Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. Of course, it's Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Uh-huh.
Well done. Yes. Both of you got that correct. It is indeed Wesley Snipes. Snipes was also, as a student, he was really into theatre, and he was a puppeteer of all things. So you don't really see him as a puppeteer,
No.
but he was really into it.
He wanted to be a dancer as well. That's how he got
Dancer,
into martial
he was
arts.
doing
And
musicals, yeah.
Yeah, well, he got into martial arts through Brazilian capoeira, and then onto being there, whatever other martial arts he learned.
Okay, it's time for question 6. Which of his movies did Christopher Plummer describe as so awful and sentimental and gooey? Let's go, first of all, for acid reflux capacitor to Ivan.
The Sound of Music?
The Sound of Music. Okay, and for the Trigonator, let's go to Trig.
The Sound of Music? Same. Yeah, The Sound of Music, of course. So gooey.
You can't do that voice if your name's going to be the Trigonator.
Oh, yeah. The Sound of Music.
The
To
Sound
the
of Music.
Sound of Music. Ooh.
Okay, it is indeed The Sound of Music. Well done. So at age 82, Plummer is the oldest actor to receive an Academy Award for beginners. At 88, he became the oldest person nominated for an acting award for All the Money in the World. It was definitely, in my view, the best thing in that film. All right. Question 7. How many Paul Thomas Anderson films did Philip Seymour Hoffman appear in? Let's see. How about we go to Moz for this one?
We've gone with 5.
We've gone with 5.
Yeah.
So that's 5. Okay. And how about Maria? What did you guys come up with?
We thought it was 4.
Forgot.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear about what the 5th one. Yeah, 1 to 4.
Jan.
Ooh.
It is indeed 5
Oh.
films.
He's in hard 8 for about 10 seconds.
Ah, come on.
That doesn't count.
It counts. It was on the Wikipedia.
Paul Thomas Anderson dropped out of NYU's film program after 2 days. He subsequently got his tuition payment back and used the money to make his film Cigarettes and Coffee in 1993.
He also, when he
Okay.
was on that film course, he submitted some Cannes-winning piece of cinema and pretended it was his own, and only got a C, which prompted him to then go, right, I've had enough of this.
Oh.
All right. So, question 8. What was the first Western directed by Sam Peckinpah? This was a multiple choice question. What did you have on acid reflux capacitor, please? Let's go to Ivan for this one.
Ride the High Country.
Ride the High Country. Okay. And Trig, what did the Trigonator say to this one?
Yeah. Basically had no idea. So we went with the Wild Bunch, D.
D, the Wild Bunch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the correct answer was The Deadly Companion.
Oh, is that even a film?
One. Peckinpah was reputed to drink up to 4 bottles of whiskey or vodka a day. And another interesting fact with Peckinpah, he was originally offered to direct Superman in '78, but he dropped out of the running when he produced a gun during a meeting with the producers.
I mean, if you're drinking 4 bottles of whiskey a day, yeah, guns are going to happen.
They were awful people.
I think it actually comes with the whiskey bottle, like to it.
Yes, but it's
They
probably
give it to you. At the force bottle, they give it to you.
Yeah.
You buy 4 bottles of whiskey,
Complimentary.
get a complimentary rifle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like America.
It could have been.
Okay.
They're Italian, right?
Yeah.
Question 9.
Maybe more loose with guns in Italia.
What is
Marcus, stop this before there's a fight.
Yeah. What is the top-selling soundtrack of all time? Again, this was a multiple choice question. This time, let's go to Ingrid, first of all.
Oh man, we went back and forth between 2 top answers, but I'm gonna go with my gut, and we're gonna guess The Bodyguard.
Go with The Bodyguard. Okay. And Paul, did you agree with The Bodyguard, or did you have something else?
If I knew which letter the bodyguard was, I might agree with it. But we're going with B, whichever one. We're not sure, but we're going to go with B because that's
Go with
a lucky
B.
letter.
I think.
And the correct answer is A, The Bodyguard.
Ooh.
Well done, Trigonator. Well done, Ingrid. Yes.
And no, okay.
Well, actually, you took the words out of my mouth. I was actually going to ask Ian to sing. Ian, do you have a favorite track?
Much as I do like the Joe Cocker and there is a great Kenny G and Aaron Neville track on there because I love Aaron Neville. But my favorite is
I always picked you as a Kenny G fan.
yeah, I don't mind a bit of Kenny G, but it is I Will Always Love You. But I do know you. Do have worrying memories of you singing "I'm Every Woman" at karaoke once. I'm sure that was you.
I'm not sure that was me. Being karaoke, who knows? It could be true. All right. Leading us to our 10th question, the last in the first round. What is the name of the little boy who lives in Danny Torrance's mouth? Let's go, please, to Andrew for question 10.
Formal. I mean, I've only watched that film 237 times, so I think it's probably Tony.
Tony. Okay. With Tony. And how about Maria for the Triggernator?
Honestly, I don't even know what you're talking about. But yeah.
Would you like to ask one of your teammates to reply?
So yeah, maybe I'll leave that to one of my teammates.
I'm gonna defer to the team captain.
Ingrid. Ingrid, can you help Maria out?
Oh man. All right, it's a big toss up.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Billy.
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 I just hear Predator when I hear Billy. Okay. The correct answer is Tony.
Oh, it was in
Tony's
there.
little boy who
Yeah.
lives in Danny's mouth.
So
Tony was the imaginary friend of Danny Torrance. And
Oh, okay.
Danny is the Shining.
Now
it
I
allows
understand.
spirits. Tony is he's kind of a guide through the film. Okay, so at the end of round 1, Ian, where are we at with the scores?
Both teams are even on 7 points each, which is nice. I can do that maths. So it's a tight game
Concur.
tonight.
All right. So
why are you checking me maths? Don't do that.
At this point, we are going to head on to our intermission. We'll take 10-minute break, but while we take a break, 25.
You've not got 25, Mars. Have you not got a 7?
That's wrong, man.
They're the fake die that he takes everywhere when he's traveling. They're loaded. All right. So while we take a break, we have a question for the audience. Ian, do you want to set this up?
Yeah, I do. It's from Time Bandits, and I can definitely not remember what the quote is. I'll just fill for a second. So remember, when I can remember what the quote is, you want to fill in, not that. You want to fill in the funniest answer. So it says, if I were creating the world, I wouldn't mess about with butterflies and daffodils. I would have started Nantoka. Nantoka. So please fill in your funniest answers. Please, contestant, team people, please feel free to get involved as well. And I will read out the funniest / most offensive after the break.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. And we will see you very shortly. And we'll be back in 10 minutes.
See you in 10.
Nantoka.
And we are back. Okay, so at the end of round 1, Acid Reflux Capacitor is on 7 points, while the Triggernator is on 7 points. So, Ian, were people abiding by the community standards in the chat?
Absolutely not. It did take an odd detour into discussions of Julian Assange's sexual nature. Don't know what that was about. I managed to lower the tone talking about dildos and crack. But we did have a couple of answers. Shout out to Dogs and Johnny Barefoot who are playing along. We had some good answers. One was, where are we going here? If I were creating the world, I wouldn't mess about with butterflies and daffodils. I would have started the fire. It was always burning since the world's been. Oh, wait. Very good. And then we had, I would have started with beer and wine. We had a lovely one from Johnny Barefoot. I would have started with Pamela Anderson.
That's what triggered the Julian Assange thing.
And yes, I get yeah. But I've also texted Johnny's wife to see what she makes of that, and she is now playing along just to check what's going through Johnny's mind. But I think our winner tonight has to be, if I were creating the world, I wouldn't mess about with butterflies and daffodils. I would have started with a BDSM room to work out the kinks. So shout out to the question for that one. I think that's our winner tonight.
Ian, your mum definitely won't be listening tonight, will she?
She hasn't. I'm not doing any of those jokes. She's not actually emailed me back, so I don't know. I don't know if she's listening. She probably
okay. So Ian, the correct response,
as it says on the wall behind me as well. If I were creating the world, I wouldn't mess about with butterflies and daffodils. I would have started with lasers. 8 o'clock, day one.
Time Bandits. Great
Time Bandits.
film. Okay.
David Warner.
Very few of us here are actually mentally ill. I'm not saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon. But that's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. It's not why you're here. You're here because of the system.
Okay.
Insert montage here. Well done, Mark.
That's meant to be
time travel.
Because you go
right. So of course we are going to we inserted it, but nothing happened. We're at round 2, and this week our theme round is on time travel, as you may have guessed from that montage. Well done, Ian, as always.
I think the music was dramatic enough.
It was very dramatic. Question 11: what language is Joe learning in Looper?
I love that film.
I've just realized I haven't seen these questions, so I can almost play along.
I don't know the language, but that's where he's going. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thanks.
Okay.
If it turns out it's Norwegian, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Nobody goes here in the future. Come on.
Wouldn't you be underwater?
I would love to go there.
Oh, does that mean we're done?
Yeah.
I heard nothing from my team.
I haven't
How are we
even
doing?
checked if
Reflex capacitor. Are you guys okay?
Is your team back? Oh, there they are.
Well, there's a bit of a rift. There's a bit of a rift, if I'm being honest. I'm not getting a lot of feedback from Wayne. But we'll press on.
Okay. Did they come back from the break? All right.
You can see them.
Question 11, one more time. What language is Joe learning in Looper? From 2012, the Rian Johnson film. And shall we go on to question 12? In Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger arrives in 1995 naked. He then walks into a bar and demands a biker hand over what 3 items?
Come on, Trig, you've got to get this.
Yeah, we're already done.
Looks great, Trig.
Done.
I don't know which order, though, but yeah.
That sounds about right.
You remember when
Words was live at Newport Folk Convention? Your Marmite.
Moz is just saying random words now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Nantoka. Trigger already mastering the use of Nantoka.
I have to teach Nani next.
Fluent in Nantoka.
Okay, the question again. In Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger arrives in 1995 naked. He then walks into a bar and demands a biker hand over what 3 items? Order is not important. Just get the 3 items.
Do you remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger running for president was the craziest thing we thought would happen to American politics? Good times.
That was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Vote Kanye.
Kanye, yeah, or Paris Hilton.
Question 13. Who played the lead in The Time Machine from 1960?
Ooh. Mm.
Ooh, okay.
It's an educated guess.
Ah,
Very educated, I guess. Very nice.
yeah.
Throw some
Very nice.
It's,
and I'll confirm.
I'm only 50% sure.
Hmm. Yeah, it's better than mine 0. So
You can tell when Moz's team is thinking because they just don't speak.
It's actually too new for me.
It's too new for you, Maria?
Yeah.
Too modern?
It's too modern. It's too modern.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. There was a remake, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Yes.
the Guy Pearce one.
Guy Pearce one, yeah.
I knew who started it.
Guy Pearce is not the answer. It's an actor starring, I think, in his first leading role.
Oh, really?
The Time Machine from 1960.
Maybe.
It won't be that then, will it?
No.
How are we doing, Paul? Need more time?
Not sure
Don't
when
worry.
you
Don't worry.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go to question 14. Why does Superman turn back time in Superman?
Oh.
Mm.
78. Original.
turn back time.
Yeah, he was
I
singing
knew you were gonna
Cher.
sing that.
Yeah, if I could turn back time.
I reckon Moz could probably do the vocoder with his
This is
internet
Superman,
connection at the moment.
Superman 1 though, not Superman 3.
Ah, that's very clever. Yeah.
I remember how he does it, but I can't
Film
remember
that
why.
Peckinpah was apparently going to direct until he pulled that gun. Okay, question 14, one more time. Why does Superman turn back time in Superman?
This one.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
Good call.
All right.
You're
That's-
both on the
that's-
sequel
that-
and the third one.
That's clearly more dramatic.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to question 15. What are the names of Marty McFly's children? In Back
Marty
to the Future
1 or
2, what are the names of Marty McFly's children?
Ooh.
Nantucket McFly 1 and
Nantuka, Nantuka, Nantuka McFly.
That's all I've got. I must have seen that movie about 50 times. And,
What's the daughter's name?
I've seen it at least 3 times. I don't remember.
Yeah, to give you a hint, it's in Back to the Future 2.
That's a fairly
that's
recent
why.
release.
That doesn't help.
Mom, is that you? What's the name?
Wait, are you okay?
Wait, no, you don't
As
normally,
your team captain, I'm very worried about you.
normally Moz's face would pop up when he talks, but for some reason it doesn't, so I just get in this disembodied voice.
Horror. Horror voice. Oh, I like that.
Okay. What are the names of Marty McFly's children? Moving on to question 16. In Prisoner of Azkaban from 2004, who gave Hermione Granger the Time Turner?
Oh, Dowling's favourite film.
Sorry, was oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, brilliant. Having a terrible night tonight, guys. It's the worst ever. All right.
Dowling hates anything
Not enough cowboy
fantasy based.
questions.
Harry Potter.
Actually, this is the one Harry Potter film I actually like, which is weird because it's got nothing to do with Harry Potter, but I think that's why I like it.
Yeah, it's a standout.
It's
film.
Who's the director? I forgot.
Alfonso
It's,
Cuarón.
Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah,
That's why it's the only decent
that's
one.
why I like it. It's just different.
In Prisoner of Azkaban, who gave Hermione Granger the Time Turner?
I don't know those names. Come on. Some Dumbledore.
A pusher.
Dumbledore.
Yeah. That's
The
the only
door Dumbledore. Or...
Dies at home screaming at YouTube, I think.
Yeah, Dice freaking out somewhere right now.
It's screaming in his heart.
Well, isn't that the quote from Japanese theme parks? You're not allowed
Yeah,
to scream.
now
Yeah.
you have to scream in your heart. Story of my life.
You're screaming inside your heart. Japanese way of saying
But
don't.
I can say from my only experience in one of those theme parks, you really do scream inside. I had no voice. So yeah, you can scream from the inside.
But have you done this ride?
You know, the Terminator Salvation. I haven't done that.
Yeah. Nobody did. That's why it shut down.
Yeah. I'm trying to work
Question
out some cool...
17.
Go on.
All right. Sorry. That's a question.
1986 fantasy comedy drama became a West End musical in 2001.
Throw some out there. Come on. I'll say yes when you write the correct one.
Which 1986 fantasy comedy drama involving time travel became a West End musical in 2001.
Oh no, that's the wrong
I
answer.
think
I keep forgetting I'm not on a team then. I was
Yeah.
trying to think of the answer.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Oh,
No, is it?
Thought I'd have heard that from
it's
West End.
about the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Judging from your responses, this is working out just the way I hoped.
I'm taking no credit for any of these questions.
Which 1986 fantasy comedy drama became a West End musical in 2001? And we're moving on to question 18, which is our final question in the time travel round. In Star Trek, Ingrid, how do Nero and Spock travel 129 years into the past?
Oh,
quickly.
Time travel, basically.
I've never seen a Star Trek.
And quite honestly, it was very tempting for me to make all of these questions the method of time travel, but this is the one that I went with. In Star Trek 2009, how do Nero and Spock travel 129 years into the past?
Is that a legal substance? Mushrooms.
Ketamine.
No, it doesn't work.
Again, oi.
I think.
I have no idea.
Lid?
I'm very offended, Marcus. There's not been a hot tub time machine question.
That's okay, actually.
I was in a bit of a hurry when I wrote this.
I'm thinking about still the fantasy comedy drama. Is that even a genre?
Yeah, when did Kroll come out?
Yeah, I didn't want to write dramedy.
Yeah, no one should write
So
that.
That's not a word.
so mainly you laugh,
It's
or is that ridiculous?
it's comedy, but it's got dark undertones. I think they say.
Subdued comedy.
Like bad hairdos.
Mature
I mean-
theme.
Time travel.
Okay, let's go through question 18 one more time and get this round finished up. In Star Trek 2009, how do Nero and Spock travel 129 years into the past? A little bit more time to think while I pass on these messages. So here's your chance to be part of the Last Picture House experience. Send us a video and be part of the show. Just think of an original cinema question and record it to your phone, camera, or computer. Multiple choice questions usually work best. For example, your question might be, in which film would you hear the line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner"? A, Footloose, B, Flashdance, C, Dirty Dancing, or D, Fame? Leave the camera rolling and then share the correct answer, in this case, Dirty Dancing. Simple selfie videos are great, as to Zoom videos. You can use virtual backgrounds, anything goes. Once you're done, upload the video to Google Drive or Dropbox and email a link to Loveit, that's my name, at andcutmedia.com. We cannot wait to see what you come up with. All right, so moving on to the answers for round 2. Question 11, what language is Joe learning in Looper? And I think, first of all, let's go to Maria.
Well, since it's headed for Shanghai, it will be Mandarin.
Although he
Mandarin.
should go to France. Just telling you.
Sorry,
what was that?
You should go to France, but it's Mandarin.
Okay.
They speak Mandarin in France now?
They do. In Chinatown, they do.
Okay, good. You saved that well, Maria.
Moz, I'm going to this freaking pause. Moz, what did you guys come up with?
Well, I'm tempted to change it slightly after what Maria said, but I'll be honest, we just put Chinese.
You wrote Chinese?
We didn't go that specific.
Well, the correct answer is French.
Oh.
And there is a bit of a story here.
Which
So-
is a dialect of Mandarin.
French
So-
into
Originally, the film was scripted to move to France, to move to Paris, and I think due to budget issues, they weren't able to do that. And the Chinese distributor stepped in and said, "Why don't you go to Shanghai?" But Joe is learning French in the film, and of course, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a real-life Francophile, and he is also seen studying the language in 10 Things I Hate About.
Yeah.
He's a fluent speaker. Okay. Question 12. In Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger arrives in 1995 naked. He then walks into a bar and demands a biker hand over what 3 items, please? Acid reflux capacitor, Paul.
He asked the guys for their boots, the keys for the motorcycle, and some clothes, which would be very sensible.
Okay. And how about Ingrid? What did you guys come up with?
All right. We had a couple of great possibilities, but I'm going to go with the ones that our own Triginator went with. Your boots, your glasses, and the bike.
So close, but the correct answer is clothes, boots, motorcycle, and he does actually say.
Are we not giving a point to Moz's team for keys to the motorcycle?
We'll give a point. Point goes to acid reflux capacitor for that one, but I'm afraid we cannot pass the glasses.
Yeah, there's no glasses. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It was the intellectual answer. I don't understand anything.
The actual quote is, "I need your clothes, boots, and your motorcycle," and then I think the guy says something like, "You forgot the magic word, please."
Maybe it was different in Norway.
It was translated in different ways.
It's all dubbed in Norway over.
Is it dubbed? Actually, that's a good question. Are films dubbed in Norway, or are they usually?
Nope.
You guys do subtitles, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that actually gets dubbed are kids films, but after, I guess Frozen was dubbed, but that's as far as it goes. The rest is
as it should be. Good.
Yeah.
Question 13. Who played the lead in The Time Machine from 1960? First of all, let's go to Ivan for acid reflux capacitor.
He looks happy about that.
Man.
You can do it, Ivan.
I wish I loved this movie as a child. What we threw against the wall was Roddy McDowell, but I doubt it.
You know what? I think you were onto something there, but let's hear from the other team. Trig.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
So
the Triginator.
Yeah. Hi. We went with Rod Taylor.
Is the correct answer. It's Rod Taylor, my fellow countryman.
Brilliant, Ingrid.
So, the plaque on the control panel of the Time Machine reads, "Manufactured by H. George Wells." That is H.G. Wells, author of the source novel, and it is a great-looking time machine.
Yeah.
Very
Question 14.
practical.
Why does Superman turn back time in Superman from 1978? Please, Moz. Moz, what did you?
Just the oldest reason for anything to happen in a story. He's in love, and he wants to save Lois. And bring
Okay.
her back to life.
So, bring Lois back to life is your answer.
That's my final answer. Yeah.
That's your final answer. Okay, and Maria.
Yeah, it's because Louis is the correct pronunciation.
Lois.
Lois, okay. I don't know.
That's a very
I don't know. Oh, okay. Anyway, she dies in a landslide, so she wants to turn back time.
He wants to turn back time.
Turn back time. Yes.
Okay, the correct answer is, of course, to save Lois Lane, or Lewis Lane, Maria. I'm gonna pay both teams for that one. That's correct. Obviously, you had some good support.
In her debut.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna give a bonus question. Ian.
Oh, you twat! Right. Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
Ian wasn't expecting this, nor did he know the answer.
No.
Oh, he might know the answer. I think I wrote this in the notes. In the 1978 movie, who was the author of the story? Who wrote the story for the Donna film?
Oh.
Bonus question.
Matheson?
Melissa Matheson?
Matheson?
Okay, so is that your official team answer?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Guys,
Yes, so much.
we're going to go with Melissa Matheson. Okay.
Matheson, I want to say.
Melissa Matheson?
Only
author of
again.
E.T.? Okay. And how about Acid Reflux Professor? Any guesses there?
Philip Kaufman.
Philip Kaufman. Okay, both really interesting ideas.
The
correct answer, however, is it was a surprise to me, and that's why I wanted to ask this one. Mario Puzo.
The
The author of The Godfather.
Godfather. Okay.
He came up with the story. He co-wrote the script, co-wrote the screenplay. But yes, the author of The Godfather wrote Superman from 1978 for Richard Donner. Okay, so that's a bonus point that unfortunately neither team picked up. Ian, relax.
I like that.
That's good. I can cope with that. Yep.
As you were, soldier. All right, question 15. What are the names of Marty McFly's children? And now I've completely forgotten who I'm asking next. Let's go to Paul, first of all.
Right.
He
we've got a
loves this
couple-
film.
Yeah, I can't remember. I put a random one, and then the one that my teammates put, I totally agree with. Marty Jr. and I'm going to go with Mary. Marty Jr. and Mary.
Marty Jr. and Mary.
Yeah.
All right. And how about Ingrid?
Wow. Yeah, we drew some blanks. We came up with a couple of ideas. We're going to go with George Jr. and Claudette.
George Jr. and Claudette. Okay, really interesting ideas. Marty McFly Jr. and Marlene.
Oh.
Good try.
It's the same.
Ian, Ian, as scorekeeper, shall we pay Marty McFly or just leave it?
Yeah, should we give 1 point for Mike McFly Jr.? Marlene's pretty close to Mary, but I don't think I can give that. One for Mike.
Friends called her Mary, so
We'll be generous. We'll give you 1 point for that one. As a reflex capacity.
Do you know who played both roles?
Yeah. Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. You don't get a point for that. I was just asking.
You teaser.
So when 1985 Jennifer discovers that's where we're going. When 1985 Jennifer discovers herself in her 2015? I don't think. Oh no, it is 2015.
It is 2015.
2015. Oh my God, it's so old now. Her daughter Marlene, played by Michael J. Fox, appears at the top of the stairs saying, "Mom, is that you?" This is the same exact line spoken by Marty, also played by Michael J. Fox, in each film of the trilogy when he's knocked out and wakes up in an unfamiliar place. I don't remember it in the third film, but I'm guessing it's there somewhere.
He crashes into a barn and then he wakes up in a sort of rural setting, and you wonder, why do his great-grandparents look like him and his mum? Think about that for a minute.
Because budget restraints.
Because movie.
Okay. Moving to question 16. The answer for question 16. In Prisoner of Azkaban from 2004, who gave Hermione Granger the time turner? Please, Trig, the Triggernator. Question 16.
Yeah. I'm the last guy you want to ask about this. We drew a blank. We know it's one of the teachers, but that's as far as we got. So
okay.
Put her name down. May as well.
Is it? Yeah. Anybody else want to take this?
No, I think.
What about
teacher.
naming one of the teachers?
Yes, we're
Yeah, there's privacy involved, so please,
Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, that's the only name we have. McGonagall.
Okay, and you're going with Professor McGonagall. All right, and acid reflux capacitor, Ivan.
We have the same mechanical.
Ah.
Is the correct answer. So 1 point each. Well done, Ingrid.
Good work, Ingrid.
I read the books, didn't see the movies.
You didn't see the third one? Azkaban is easily the best of the series. You should definitely check it out because it's really a Quaron.
If you need to see one of them, see that one.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So, a clause in director Alfonso Cuarón's contract forbade him from cursing in front of the kids on set. That sounds apocryphal to me.
I would not be very good at that.
But it is written up. Question 17. Which 1986 fantasy comedy drama, or dramedy, became a West End musical in 2001? Moz, going to you first for acid reflux capacitor.
Definitely my era, but this one stumped me, so I just rolled the dice and went with Buckaroo Banzai.
Whoa.
Buckaroo Banzai.
I can't imagine it on the West End, but I got nothing else.
I would totally see that, though. That sounds amazing.
And...
Wherever you go, there you are.
Why is everyone singing tonight?
Musicals very, very soon. The pressure is building. Maria, what did you...
Well, after a long workshop, The Never-Ending Story.
The Never-Ending Story. Unfortunately, it's Peggy Sue Got Married.
Oh.
Really? That was my backup answer.
Of course.
Classic.
Wow.
Oh,
Peggy
that
Got Married
hurts.
was into a musical on the West End, but it coincided with 9/11, and unfortunately, it didn't do so well and closed fairly early. I do remember it on the West End when I was living in the UK. So,
Are you claiming Peggy Sue Got Married caused 9/11?
No, I'm saying
I've not read that
closed
conspiracy theory.
early because of 9/11, and people weren't going to the theater. Steve Gutenberg, if you remember, Steve Gutenberg was considered for the role of Charlie. That's of course, this is our Nick Cage question. We always have to have one. In his biography, Gutenberg wrote his book, by the way, is called The Gutenberg Bible, which is a great title.
Oh God.
Steve Gutenberg wrote that he spent most of his audition questioning Francis Ford Coppola about the making of The Godfather. Maybe that's why he didn't get the role.
Are you mixing it Hollywood, boy?
Question 18. In Star Trek 2009, how do Nero and Spock travel 129 years into the past? Let's go to Paul, first of all.
Well, it's common knowledge that Nero created a wormhole and Spock followed him through it.
You don't sound like you're reading that at all, darling. It's the life you gave to it.
It's common knowledge.
It's common knowledge.
Let's hear from your counterparts. Ingrid, do you want to take this one?
Sure. It was unequivocally, for sure, the mysterious red substance known as the red matter, trademark.
As everybody knows.
As everyone knows.
The answer that I have, and this is interesting, their vessels are caught in a black hole.
No.
And the question I'm trying to recall, because I did check this out. I was thinking, I remember the red matter. I remember them going into the vortex, but isn't it the same, Ingrid, help me here. Isn't it the same vortex that was going to destroy Nero's home planet?
Yes, that is.
It's meant to be closed by the red matter. Wasn't that the story?
Yes.
But no, but I thought they used the red matter to throw it and then
they drilled into the planet and it's a mine
right.
the red matter on it.
Romulus, and then Nero used the same substance to get revenge by creating a wormhole, and then Spock got caught up in it, and they both went through time. Or I guess the wormhole is a black hole, technically.
It's such a lazy writing again.
When I researched this and saw black hole, I was like, yeah, that must be it. I'm sure that the internet knows what it's talking about. But the thing I always tell my students is maybe you should check your sources a little more carefully. I'm going to award.
Okay, I know. I have checked the sources.
Oh yeah.
So it says when the ships collide, the red matter stored aboard them ignites, which generates a black hole. Which then
Ship
time travel.
I-
I'm also basing this off the top
It's
hit
not
that I
helping,
googled.
actually.
No. So basically, it's the red matter that calls.
I'm gonna-
It's a red
I'm-
matter.
Let's call it even. Let's give a point each to both teams for that one.
Yeah,
I think that everyone demonstrated a thorough knowledge of the film, but all of us.
as everyone knows.
Everyone
I
knows.
think it's a lot of it to do with
Common
the
knowledge.
language we use for
Common
that one.
knowledge.
Common knowledge, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
So, including the bonus point, this is the longest round ever, by the way. Including the bonus points,
Give me a minute. One,
Ian,
two,
come
It's a-
on.
It's a
Come
time
on.
travel.
What do we pay you for?
Well, I got any maths. 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I was looking up black holes and red matter and Star Trek.
I'm looking up as a wormhole still.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, but don't. I've already counted them things. Okay, do you want the scores, Marcus? Mute them.
Yes, please, Ian.
So, the Trigonator have 11 points, but just edging into the lead, we have the Acid Reflux Capacitor with 12 points. So 1 point ahead.
I have to say, Scott, great.
Everything is
So-
still possible.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Reflux capacitor is 1 point ahead. Can they catch up? Let's have a quick look at Spock here. Here's a theory. According to scientist Hugh Everett, creator in 1957 of the theory about parallel universes, the original Star Trek timeline would not disappear with Spock's and Nero's time travel, which creates a new continuity. This would continue existing in a parallel dimension, unaffected by the new timeline. This is the kind of stuff that you have to deal with when you're working with Star Trek fans. Okay. It was the most dense trigger, and I just had to do it. Round 3. This is, of course, this is our picture round. We actually have pictures this week. Question 19.
Ingrid is very excited by this question.
Which famous actor made his debut as Billy Crystal's son in City Slickers from 1991?
And I think there's a picture to go along with this, isn't there, Marcus?
There is. I'm still trying to pronounce things, but yes.
Oh,
Yes.
do we get extra points for his pronunciation?
You do.
You can do for the spelling.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slight,
So good.
you have a slight advantage, perhaps. Trick.
What correct
Well, you know hint,
Yes,
Marcus.
the most
spell can
correct
do? Yeah.
answers I received. That is so good. Just trying to psych up the other team here.
They've gone very quiet. You've done well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's working. It's working.
It's working.
Question 20. What movie used this market for one of its iconic scenes?
This is hard.
Oh.
Ooh, the confidence is gone now. So the name of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Is the name of the movie or the market?
I mean, you can name the market, which I don't know, and I wrote the question.
Oh well, I don't know.
No.
We're citizen of the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
You asked for this. You said you wanted more picture-y type questions.
Question 21. Name the film.
Oh,
I've got one.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Dead on.
We're all writing in the same comment field, so it's just it's a minefield. There you go. Yeah.
Great film. Very wrong, but great film.
Yeah. This movie. Still think about it. It's pretty good. It's very effective.
I'm more scared that Marcus has gone quiet. Where's he gone?
Question 22. What film features this bar?
Restaurant and bar, I'd say, because I've just noticed it says that on the picture.
I know.
Yeah.
No. It's
That was very sinister, darling.
Ooh. Interesting.
Ready to move on?
No, wait, give us a second.
Oh, no.
Not how you spell that, Ivan.
No.
Yeah, no. Hang, wait, huh?
Thank you.
2 N's.
Spell correct.
I can hear them thinking, Marcus.
Could be. Yeah.
Funny, are you looking what a movie's at it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
You are all making some very odd noises.
Non-talk album. Earthly Inception.
I think that's enough time for that one.
Yeah, we think.
Question 23. What is the last line of The Shape of Water? And of course, this is a multiple choice question. A, the tale of love and loss, and the monster who tried to destroy it all. B, it humbles my heart, for you are everywhere.
I love it when you put your passion into it, Marcus.
But it can be deceiving.
In a
C,
thespian.
he's a wild creature. Sorry.
That was too breathy.
He's a wild creature. We can't ask him to be anything else. And D, I can either save him or let him die.
And there's a picture to go along with this?
Yes.
But maybe
we
give
go
them a
through
minute
the-
to look at
go
the
through the
options.
Let's go through the one more time. Okay, so what is the last line of The Shape of Water? And I guess most of you have seen it. A, the tale of love and loss, and the monster who tried to destroy it all. B, it humbles my heart, for you are everywhere. C, he's a wild creature. We can't ask him to be anything else. Or is it D, I can either save him or let him die?
I mean, the picture doesn't really help. Sorry.
There it is.
No.
Paul
It's a last.
Ivan
It's a last scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene. It's a good film.
Well, Mars is looking confident with this one.
I have not seen that film. I'm gonna be honest.
I think you told me that the other night. That's why I said you were looking confident.
You swine.
All right. So, shall we move on to the answers for our third and final round, our picture round? Answers to round 3. Number 19. Which famous actor made debut as Billy Crystal's son in City Slickers?
What's happening?
Which famous actor made his debut as Billy Crystal's son in City Slickers? Let's go first of all to let's go to Trig first of all.
Oh yes. So yeah, this young Billy Crystal's son is Jake Gyllenhaal.
one more time for the tape.
Okay, so it's Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay. And how about Ivan?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
It was too easy. It's not fair.
Good for you, Ivan. Yes. The correct answer is indeed Jake Gyllenhaal.
We had it before the picture, though.
So, yes,
look how he grown up.
Through the pictures in this week. So he and his sister Maggie are the first siblings to be Oscar nominated for acting in the 21st century. So both of them have been nominated for Oscars.
And isn't he also Scandinavian royalty, like on the male side?
His family comes from Sweden. I know that.
Yeah,
I think he's actually nobility. Yeah.
Yes, he has some royal blood. Yeah.
And he didn't just steal it; like he doesn't keep it in his house.
I mean, if you're from Scandinavia, you're all royal, so it's fine. We're used to it.
Question 20. What movie used this marker for one of its iconic scenes, please? Ingrid.
Okay, we definitely thought long and hard about this one. We felt the market looked too American.
Yeah.
But we've got an answer that we're going to go with, and we'll go with Amélie.
Amélie. And Paul. Reflex to both of us.
I think I spy
Well,
an
we're
armored
moving through to
person.
Paul. Paul, you do deadpan better than everybody. Me?
Well,
Am I
if you look carefully, there's an Amish person alighting a horse and cart in the background.
Is there?
Is there?
With a witness.
How the hell can you see that?
I chose the picture and I never saw that.
Talents.
I'm impressed, Paul. But the correct answer is Blade Runner 1980.
Ah.
That's
So,
it. I'm
Lost
up.
in the future.
What? How?
The
when she's
film
running-
used this.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, the film used the market. I think it's Grand Central Market, by the way, in LA for a number of scenes.
I guess they have
Okay.
one in every city.
Sorry, Ivan?
I guess they have one in every city. I thought that was a market.
Grand Central Market.
Yeah.
All right. And moving on to question 21. Name the film. Let's go, first of all, to Maria.
Hard Candy.
Hard Candy. Okay.
Yeah.
And Moz. What did you folks come up with?
I concur.
Hard Candy
Hard Candy.
is the correct answer. Hard Candy from 2005.
Okay.
So on the DVD commentary, Patrick Wilson recalled that while filming on the roof, he had to shoot a scene where he yells, "You're not going to shoot me," 5 times. After the 3rd or 4th take, someone within earshot, not part of the film crew, called the police thinking an actual attack was occurring. Moving on to question 22. What film features this bar?
Not that I was really thinking about drinking when I came up with these.
Mm.
All right. Let's go to Ivan, first of all.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Scorsese film. Okay. And how about Trig for the Trigonator?
Yeah. So we went back and forth, but we ended up with Goodfellas.
That's the Scandinavian dub version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Is the
yeah.
correct answer.
Yay.
Swedish effort.
So I think many of you would probably already know the How Am I Funny scene was based
Yeah.
on something.
How am I funny?
Pesci. So while working in a restaurant, a young Joe Pesci apparently told a mobster that he was funny, a compliment that was met with a less than enthusiastic response. Pesci relayed the anecdote to Scorsese, who decided to include it in the film. Scorsese didn't include the scene in the shooting script so that Pesci and Ray Liotta's interactions would elicit genuinely surprised reactions from the supporting cast.
My favorite spirit animal.
Our final question for this evening. Question 23. What is the last line of The Shape of Water? And let's go to our team captains for this one. Mott.
I very much doubt the last line to this film is A. That's what we've got written down.
Got A.
So we've gone for A.
A.
A line.
A. Okay, good. And how about Maria?
Well, I distinctly recall it's nantoka nantoka everywhere. So I think it's B.
B is the correct answer. It humbles my heart.
Yes.
Everywhere. Which on the page here doesn't really sell it, but I'm sure in the film it did. I don't recall it sounding quite so bad as when I read it. It humbles my heart. You are everywhere.
The way I heard it was
not in
my
a
heart, for you are everywhere. That's the one I can do it. Yeah. Everywhere.
Would you like
Mommy, are you here? Are you here?
Would you like the scores, Marcus, or do you want to do your facts?
Yeah, so that brings us to the end of this week's quiz. Ian, the scores, please.
Drum rolls. Brrr.
Well, by getting the last question correct, Maria's team evened it up, and both teams have 15 points. So once again, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
Which still leaves Maria's team in the lead, I believe. Overall.
So,
well, it's our fate. It's our destiny. To be always winning.
Oh, Marcus is questioning my counting.
Oh.
Both teams had 15 points, correct?
Yeah, both teams got 15 points. That's what I said, but I just said it a long way.
Okay. Good. All right. Well done. Do we have a tie-breaking question, Ian?
No, Marcus. Do you have a tie-breaking question? I can check. I've got the questions up here. Did we reject any?
No, that's
no.
It looks like this week we are going to end with a draw. Congratulations to both teams.
Yeah.
You will have a chance to
Go
pull
team.
ahead. Next time we will be back in 2 weeks' time, on Tuesday as always at 9 o'clock. Thanks to our players and special thanks as always to our audience. If you want to send us a video question, you can email us a link at loveit@ancupmedia.com. On Twitter, we are Last Pick House. You can find recorded episodes of the quiz on our YouTube channel, Last Picture House. That's also where you'll find episodes of our regular podcast. Trygve, Ivan, Ingrid, Andrew, Paul, thank you very much. And thanks again to our audience. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.